Hi viewers, this is your blogger Hina Atif with her channel Rise and Shine, signing in today with a very interesting topic, yet it's a worth concerning one for each and every of us individually and collectively. That is the global hunger crisis around us in 2022. Since the start of the year, the escalating global crisis has forced an additional 260,000 million children, or one child every day, to suffer from severe malnutrition to death due to lack of food and even water to drink, scarcity of clothes to harbor themselves from the severity of climate, interconnected issues of poverty, inequity, conflict, worse climatic conditions, gender discrimination and weak government, and health issues all play a role in keeping nutritious food out of reach for millions of people and families all around the world. First of all, let us all analyze the regions that are facing famine, wars, and hunger global crisis. Those regions include Ethiopia, Yemen, South Sudan, Somalia, Ukraine, USSR, Burundi, Haiti, and Zimbabwe. Isn't that disappointing that at all time 49 million in 46 countries are experiencing food crisis and falling into famine unless they receive immediate life-saving support, according to the World Food Programme's Hotspots report. Now, which are the regions which waste more food? Surprisingly and shockingly, China, India, and Pakistan produce more household food waste than any other country worldwide at an estimated 92 million and 69 million tons annually. That's so disappointing. Organizations that are handling global hunger crisis and are assistant in this phenomena dogmatically are WFP, that's the World Food Programme, and it supports hunger worldwide to save and help people's life. The UN World Food Programme, the leading humanitarian care organization, the Hunger Project, Clean Cooking Alliance, Akshaya Patra, that is the Indian NSO, Feeding America, that's the leading organization of the America in the US, Rise Against Hunger, Spoon, and the UNICEF, the World Food Global Hunger Organization, support us. So my dear viewers, the year 2022 is at its end. We all are eating good, living good, wearing the best. But just take a second from all of your busy routines and just pause and think for a moment about those millions who have died due to scarcity of all these necessities we have lavishly using, and other millions who are at risk of worsening hunger and poverty unless some spontaneous action is being taken. Now, to respond at this scale to the drivers of this crisis, the drivers to the global hunger crisis are obviously the conflicts, climatic shocks, threats of the global recession, the interplay and the threat of these drivers is making life harder and harder each day for the world's most vulnerable and reversing recent development gains. So, to avoid the hunger catastrophe globally, we all must dare to step up alongside government donors whose generous donations constitute the bulk of WFP's funding. Moreover, private sector companies can provide funds to such people and support our work through technical assistance and knowledge. High net worth individuals and ordinary citizens alike can all play a great part in this global food hunger crisis. And youth, influencers, through their channels, and wealthy and affluent celebrities can raise their voices through different resources they have. All social medias can raise their voices against the injustice of global hunger and poverty, prevailing and enhancing day by day. I can bet that unless the necessary resources are made available, lost lives and the reversal of hard-earned development gains will be the price to pay for global humanitarian. In Ukraine, since the war took place between Russia and Ukraine, the war has transformed what was the breadbasket of the world. Before this war shared, Ukraine food support, commodities and consumptions was quite stronger. Almost every country situated in the Middle East and North Africa has suffered by the war that took place in Ukraine, because this was the region that was highly dependent on food imports. In Syria's food crisis, thereby have been increased by 40% approximately since February 2022, according to the CNN report. What we need to focus and take action for is that today's affordability crisis turns into more worsened tomorrow availability crisis. So, think about it and take action on this. We need to sort out that the next agricultural season is thorough and that requires agricultural inputs, especially fertilized. Otherwise, the affordability world crisis, which is becoming worse enough, will consequently lead to insufficiently controllable. One of the owners of WFP stated that they have been successful and they are planning to assist this year approximately 140 to 150 million people suffering from this global hunger food crisis. But obviously, to consummate it, WFP needs funding because they are voluntarily funded and they always need access, and they have both of them. They will accomplish and resolve more efficaciously to the world's hunger and clothing crisis due to climatic severity and increasing inflation. Of course, to realize the full potential of our global economy, governments must expand social protections for the most vulnerable in it. These safety nets or allowance include food stamps, Medicare and Social Security. These safety nets will certainly raise the purchasing power of poorest people, which in turn creates demand for products and services. Investing in safety nets. Become a part of any global organization movements if you can. Through any resource, even donating $2 from our smartphones individually to these organizations may worth million enough, gradually or rapidly one day, and save the life of the victims and let them live a happy life, at least a peaceful one, without being malnutrition or without being scarce of clothes. Start a fundraiser. Empower your network to fight hunger by creating a personal fundraiser on any social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube channels, Instagram, etc., etc. WFP's Share the Meal app has generated 89 million meals to date. With just a tap on your smartphone, you can share your meal despite wasting it with someone who's dying of hunger and poverty somewhere in the world. It's my profound and humble request to the honorable presidents, celebrities, prime ministers, ministers, authorities, departments, business tycoons, celebrities of the showbiz, to kindly don't let your conscience be so selfish, so low and inhuman that you can't even take time and think about to spend a penny for the malnutrition sufferers from your lavished accounts and lifestyles, and share thousands, at least not thousands, but try to save thousands from your lavished lives in the upcoming year. Help the world, save the world. Actually, you know what's the matter? We don't need to have deep pockets or be rich to help the needy, the poor and the hungry. We need to have a human heart. That's it. And my dear listeners, friends and viewers, wherever I've been heard, don't forget that it is our collective and individual responsibility as human beings to preserve and tend to save the world, humanity around us. So, I end up here, and do consider my request, please, wherever I've been heard. The root causes of global hunger crisis are interconnected issues like inflation, poverty, inequity, conflicts like wars and violence between different countries, climatic shocks and pandemics occurring every year, gender discriminations, and weak government and health systems all play a major role in keeping nutritious food out of the reach for those millions of sufferers and victims dying out of hunger around the world.